Investigation underway following a police shooting in a mobile home park. Happened last night near Pecos and Lake Mead. Metro says neighbors called about a man who was walking around with a gun. After initially running away from officers, they say that man raised his gun at them. That's when officers opened fire. The man now in custody, recovering from minor injuries. No officers were hurt.
Last year, you'll remember, Donald Hartle told 8 News Now someone took his late wife's name and voted for her in the last election. Yesterday, he pleaded guilty and admitted he was actually the one who voted twice. A judge sentenced Donald Kirk Hartle to probation and has to pay a fine as part of a plea deal. He agreed to plead guilty to just one charge of voting more than once in the same election. Hartle said in court he regretted his actions. The judge said this.
Ultimately, this seems to be, to me, a cheap political stunt that kind of backfired and showed that our voting system actually works because you were ultimately caught.
Republicans used Hartle's case last year as a sign, indication of the fraud that they had claimed was taking place. If Hartle stays out of trouble, his charge will be reduced to a misdemeanor, and again, he'll pay a $2,000 fine. Investigators in Nevada say there is no evidence of widespread voter fraud across the state. Sherry.
Well, changes are being considered to an area popular among hikers and climbers. Calico Basin sits just outside the Red Rock Scenic Loop. A new proposal from the Bureau of Land Management shows that the possibility of adding a gate and a fee booth to the entrance there. A report from the BLM says it could help manage the number of people who visit while preserving nature. There's a virtual public meeting planned for Thursday. That meeting is from 6 to 8 p.m. on the BLM website. Comments will be accepted through December 8th. It is a very popular area, John.
And some neat houses back in there, too. Beautiful back there. All right, it's 6:05. So the holidays are right around the corner. Quite literally, next week is Thanksgiving. But unfortunately, so are those package thieves.
Oh, yeah, it's like they're gearing up already. This new study expecting crimes to surge this holiday season. So Hector Mejia is going to break down some reminders for those of us maybe who haven't had this problem yet. It could happen. So Hector, what do we need to know?
Yeah, it really could. And you know, Heather, I've had flowers and also deodorant stolen right from my doorstep. And we've learned package thieves are added early this year with a record number of early online holiday sales. These precious packages are arriving at doorsteps a lot sooner this year. And there are some ways to protect yourself. So we've learned about a study by CCTV Camera World ranking Nevada as number 22, where you're least likely to have a package stolen. And they warn everyone should stay on alert every single day of the year. So the study points to a report revealing that 43% of those surveyed all across the country last year have had a package stolen at least once, and almost 2/3 said they've been a victim more than once. So here are some ways to prevent these thefts. You can sign up for tracking and text alerts. This feature will let you know as soon as an item gets delivered. You can invest in a PORCH lockbox. Those are designed with a code that you give to the delivery service and they lock up your item. You can also have your packages shipped to work or to an Amazon locker, or even choose the in-store pickup. You can also ask for a simple packaging that doesn't really tell people what you're getting delivered. Another thing to keep in mind, these package thefts happen all year long, not just during the holiday season. Reporting live, Hector Mejia, Live Local Now.
Some thief out there smelling like Hector.
I know, yeah. It's one thing to have your flowers stolen. That's horrible. But when your deodorant gets taken, that is
That's a problem.
excessive. That is a felony. That is unacceptable.
Offensive, really.
All right, Hector, thank you very much. The more you know. All right, so Thanksgiving is next Thursday. Have you started shopping for the big meal?
Many of you have, because the store shelves are already empty in some places. But if you haven't, you may actually want to get started today. The prices are rising. Bianca Holman joining us live in the 8 News Now kitchen with where you can find those good deals. Bianca.
Hey, good morning, John. Good morning, Heather. So hopefully you have stocked up your fridge and you're ready to roast that turkey, because things are flying off the shelves at the supermarket. So we, of course, looked up some deals for you, and we actually looked up at this website. It is called pennypinchers.com, and they share some great savings that you might want to take advantage of to save some coins. So the goal is to snag your coupons and find the deals early. But this year, the nation's supply chain crunch is making some items harder to find. And one thing you may have already noticed, turkeys. The U.S. Department of Agriculture says inventory is down 24% this year. On the website, Penny Pinchers, they list Target as having butterball turkeys for 99 cents per pound, but stores like Walmart are charging $1.48 per pound. Also, Albertsons and Sprouts, they're charging almost $2 per pound for those turkeys. And of course, on our website, on social media and Twitter, we have reached out and saying, hey, what do you plan on doing? Have you bought your turkeys already? So there's a couple of people that posted, they said they may have gotten theirs from Albertsons. And then also there's some people who want to do prepared meals. They don't plan on getting in the kitchen and banging pots and pans around. They said they're doing Lucille's barbecue for Thanksgiving dinner. So coming up in the next half hour, we're going to talk about more tips and ways that you can save this holiday season. Back to you guys in the studio.
The barbecue?
Yeah, buy it all. There's so many good places to do that here in Las Vegas.
No reason to stress out about it. Bianca, thank you very much. Well, the Animal Foundation is looking for families to foster pets this holiday season.
Well, this is such a fun thing. And here's the deal. They're not only going to send you home with this pet, they're going to send you home with everything you need. And if you decide to adopt the pet before the end of the year, you don't have to pay a fee. You can apply to be a foster on the Animal Foundation's website.
And if nothing else, you get a dog, a protective loud dog, and they'll keep your deodorant from getting stolen from your porch.
Exactly.
Yeah, they'll just bark those thieves away.
We need to get Hector a dog.
Coming up on Good Day Las Vegas, a bit of a setback for the Vegas Golden Knights.
Yeah, there's two star players who are now on the NHL's COVID list.
But first, let's check in with Sherry Swensk and look outside on a beautiful Wednesday morning. Sherry, good morning to you.
Good morning, you guys. Well, it is gorgeous out there. As we take a look at your day planner, we will have clouds moving in and out of our skies through the day, but temperatures are going to take a little bit of a slide. So today we're talking about 71 degrees for the afternoon high, but going forward, temperatures look cooler as we head towards your Thanksgiving holiday. Yes, it looks like jacket, sweater weather may be right around the corner. We've been spoiled for a long, long time. Your most accurate forecast is coming up right after the break.
Sponsored by the Southern Nevada Water Authority.
You're watching Good Day Las Vegas with John Langler. Heather Mills, Sherry Swensk, and Nate Tannenbaum. Good Day Las Vegas. Live, local, now.
6:15, good morning, everybody. It was a tough test for the Vegas Golden Knights last night.
That's right. So they welcomed the Carolina Hurricanes to T-Mobile Arena. Hurricanes boasting the second best record in the NHL, a very, very good team. So the Golden Knights fell behind in the first period, but then they came storming back in the second. Brett Howden, you saw him there, making a nice little move. Shea Theodore also scoring. They scored goals just 80 seconds apart. But in the third period, Carolina poured in 2 more goals to earn a 4-2 win.
I think I come to expect that we're not going to quit. I think I'm more disappointed 2-2 going into the third, chance to get points, and we don't do that. You know, I thought you have to give credit to them. Very good team. They really put a lot of pressure on you, don't give you a lot.
Yeah, Carolina, a Stanley Cup contender. They are very, very good. The Golden Knights are back in action tomorrow night at the Fortress, hosting the Detroit Red Wings. Puck drops at 7, and then Columbus comes to town Saturday night. But Vegas is missing Will Carrier and Jonathan Marchessault, a star player, both on the NHL's COVID protocol list right now. So more setbacks for the Golden Knights.
All right. Well, come back. Voting is underway for the NFL Pro Bowl. The All-Star event is coming to Allegiant Stadium in Las Vegas in February. Fans can buy tickets now at probowl.com. Prices start at $100 with fees. Tickets also include access to the Pro Bowl red carpet and some other family-friendly fun things to do that week. So lots of fun festivities.
It's a big deal to get the All-Star game, the Pro Bowl.
Right.
It's kind of like the also-ran of All-Star games, though, for pro sports.
Mm-hmm. Well, the NHL
held in Hawaii for years.
And the NHL All-Star game is going to be here too.
Absolutely. Hey, we're switching gears to baseball now, though. Big League Weekend coming back to Las Vegas. Of course, they skipped the annual game a year ago because of the pandemic. The Cleveland Guardians, formerly known as the Indians, they'll be taking on the Oakland Athletics. Mark your calendars, March 12th and 13th, again at the Las Vegas ballpark. You can get tickets through the Aviators box office, and we were talking about this. Is this a hint? You know, because the Oakland Athletics have been making a lot of noise about possibly relocating to Las Vegas, and they are the parent team of the Aviators.
Makes sense.
Well, who's played here before? Usually the Cubs play.
For sure, for years and years and years.
So who else usually comes into play?
I was trying to see if the Dodgers have, because that's what I really care about.
I don't believe that if the Dodgers have done a big league weekend, it had been a long time ago.
Yeah.
Usually it was the Cubs.
Yep.
Seems like the A's have been here before for big league weekend, but maybe not.
They've actually played a regular season game at Cashman Field back when there were some stadium issues at the Oakland Coliseum, which is hard to imagine.
Yeah, I know. Go figure, right? Stadium issues.
I wonder if that's why they keep coming here.
All right, well, we'll take them. They can come.
Please.
Yeah, and we're talking about all the football games. Don't we have the East-West Shrine Collegiate game in February too?
There's a lot of college football.
I think that's happening at Allegiant in February. So we got a lot of good football stuff.
We're a sports town.
There's some college hoops this weekend. Some big-time college hoops. UNLV is playing like Michigan or Arizona.
They're playing Michigan,
and they're doing good.
Yes, 3-0.
Yeah.
This has been your sports roundup. Las Vegas.
We got it.
Let's talk weather, though, Sherry.
Yeah, let's get your weather roundup.
Yeah.
What's coming?
Oh,
it is
gorgeous.
Isn't that pretty? Another nice sunrise out there. And yes, yesterday's skies were covered top to bottom with clouds, and it was just like red too at this hour of the morning. It didn't last long. But I always say, you know, if we have beautiful sunrises, sunsets, whatever weather events are going on, send us some pictures. Share your pics with us at PIX at 8newsnow.com. Brenda Tennell did that. This was yesterday morning sky. She captured really beautiful colors. So we had almost the red and then the pinks and the blues, and then it kind of faded out. But she was able to get a great couple of shots in before we lost the color. So thank you, Brenda. Really appreciate you sharing your great photos with us. We've got a lot of 50s around town. A couple of spots are cooling off to the 40s. So Seven Hills, Red Rock's in the mid 40s, low 40s up at Kyle Canyon. Northwest of the valley now, Tule Springs, we've had some northerly breezes that have been up 15 to 20 miles an hour, and we're already starting to feel those northerly winds picking up along the river. Laughlin to Bullhead City, breezy this morning, but looking for winds could get up to 35 miles an hour this afternoon. So pressure gradient tightening a little bit, and that sends some stronger winds along the river. We will look for temperatures to be slightly cooler today, and we're down to the 40s in Pahrump, Indian Springs, low 50s in Mesquite, 54 in Boulder City right now, freezing up in Caliente. Look at that, 20 28 in Cedar City. Whew, it's a little chilly there. 21 in Ely. Over into Kingman. Don't want to forget about you, Kingman, at 39. And we've got 30s in Tonopah as well as Reno this morning. So colder air has been invading the northwest and the Intermountain West into the Rockies. Look at these 20s this morning. Denver's had a few snow showers right around, and there's a fire up there around Estes Park, northwest of Denver. They got a little bit of snow, so that's good. They need that moisture. But in the southwest, we're doing okay. We've got 50s and near 60 degrees, areas like Phoenix, LA, and a lot of warmer air that's being pushed out ahead of a cold front in the middle of the country. Boy, it's got 60s all the way up to Cincinnati and Chicago this morning. Even Cleveland's in the upper 50s. They're slightly warmer than we are this morning, but once that cold front passes through, those temperatures are going to change for sure. So we've got this front that's just kind of meandering around southern Nevada, and so that will keep things a little on the cooler side, and behind it, once it goes through, then that will reinforce the cooler temperatures really for the rest of the week. High clouds, high thin cirrus clouds will stay dry. Those will keep passing through at times. We'll look for 71 today. That's about 5 degrees cooler than yesterday's 76. You know, we had that full-on sunshine for the afternoon. It was gorgeous yesterday. Mostly sunny again tomorrow, but temps down another couple of degrees. And look at those mornings in the 40s. So jackets and maybe an extra blanket on the bed. Get those heater filters changed. We've got more clouds Friday, Saturday, and cooler 60s coming next week, right before Thanksgiving. All right, let's jump on the roads, check the drive. Here's Nate.
Yeah, trying to get you out the door safely before 6:30, and normally this is the time when things start to get a little bit funky. Actually, it's improving. The last hour we had a couple of crashes, one of them more recently on the southbound side of the 95-515 around Boulder Highway. You do see the slowing further ahead for the northbound ride, so this crash has cleared. Again, it was generally in the opposite direction, but man, it was kind of like a parking lot on the southbound side. Still got some folks with their headlights on, which is always a good idea. That is the generally bigger flow of traffic, but for now, the big slowdown does continue to be the big squeeze down to those 2 lanes, and a little bit of slowing now on the 95 on the other side from the Spaghetti Bowl over towards the Rainbow Curve, but no crashes to report on the freeways. We'll be keeping an eye on it for you. Also coming up, we have some viewers chiming in on that What's Driving You Crazy email about giant video screens next to busy roads. That's next on Good Day Las Vegas, live, local, now. 6:24 on your Wednesday morning. Got some viewers chiming in on that email about giant video screens next to busy roads. Remember the other day, viewer Terry was asking, hey, what could possibly go wrong with a 27,600 square foot video screen on the side of Allegiant Stadium for folks to watch football while they're driving by on the freeway? Here's some responses, like Gloria saying, hey, distracting drivers with giant screens is stupid, stupid, stupid. And she says, isn't it bad enough they refuse to put down their phones? Amen, Gloria. From Julie, it's ridiculous to distract drivers more than they already are. Navigation screens, phones in one hand, burgers in the other. We're smarter than that, Vegas. Save lives. Don't be foolish enough to put big TVs next to our roadways. What's next? Roadside video games you can hotspot into? Keep those responses coming. Buckle up, drive carefully, and please put down that phone. You can respond, or if something's driving you crazy, the email address is the same, traffic8@8newsnow.com. John, Heather?
An email with stupid, stupid, stupid in it. I feel like I got that yesterday from someone at the station.
You know, it happens.
It happens.
Wait a minute. Hey, wait, hold
Still
on.
to come on Good Day. That's a joke. Coming up on Good Day Las Vegas. Folks in New York getting ready for the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade, of course.
As are we, because we can watch it on TV. The new floats and balloons that'll make their way through the Big Apple.
I love this piano music. Before we go to break, we thought you would gobble up another live shot of New York City, perhaps, as you're getting ready here on a Wednesday morning. There's beautiful Manhattan on a Wednesday. It's about 9:30 right now. You're watching Good Day Las Vegas. We thank you for joining us.
Only water 1 day a week from November to February.
Right now on Good Day Las Vegas, cracking down on exotic car rentals. What's behind a majority of some of these wrecks and what they have in common.
Plus, a coronavirus vaccine deadline when MGM Resorts employees have to get their shots or start paying for testing.
And 2 decades of magic. How the cast of Harry Potter is celebrating the movie's 20th anniversary. Good Day Las Vegas starts right now.
This is an 8 News Now breaking news alert.
Starting with a bit of breaking news here, the Amber Alert for a 4-year-old girl from Nevada has now been canceled.
Elena Dewey found safe in Elko County. Police, though, have issued an arrest warrant for this woman, 41-year-old Elizabeth Crofts. Investigators believe that she kidnapped the girl.
But again, the girl, the 4-year-old, is safe.
Found safe,
which is
yes.
good.
Good news.
All right, it's 6:30 here. It is a Wednesday morning. Good morning to you at home. Heather, good morning to you. And Sherry, good morning to you.
Good morning, you guys. Happy Wednesday, everybody. We've had beautiful skies. If you can see just a hint of some clouds out there this morning. They've been passing through, really missing most of the valley and just covering up the sun just ever so slightly out there on the east side. Temperatures have been cooling off to the 50s and even some upper 40s. As St. Rose Parkway has been in the upper 40s, back to low 50s, occasionally a little bit of a breeze, but mostly winds are calm around the valley. North Las Vegas has been bumping around a little bit with some northwest breezes at times between 10 and 15 miles an hour. That's really where the winds should stay today, except along the river. I anticipate it's going to be stronger winds for you, Laughlin, Bullhead City, maybe even all the way up to Boulder City today. 63 back by mid-morning. We'll see more high clouds. I can see them on the horizon already up to the northwest side of northwest of Clark County coming our way. 67 by noon, and that right there is already a click above the normal high of 66 for today's date. But we'll keep it mostly sunny today. Yesterday we had full-on sunshine for the afternoon with highs in the mid-70s. Today a little bit cooler. Eventually that front that's right on top of us will slide on through, and that'll cool us off a little bit more for the week. 6:30, let's get to the drive with Nate. Good morning, Nate.
Good morning, Sherry, and good morning to you. Appreciate you getting your day started with us here on Good Day Las Vegas. Freeways not in bad shape. You do have the slowing. You can see it here on our freeway traffic map, but actually in the last couple of hours we had more crashes. Right now we're crash free on our main freeways. There's somebody off on the right shoulder heading out of town north on the 95 or at the Kyle Canyon exit there on the right shoulder. The big slowdowns are going to be in the Spaghetti Bowl with the big squeeze. Earlier crash was southbound on the 95 515 around Boulder Highway. You do have the slowing on the northbound side because that is generally the busier flow of traffic as folks head into town. This is the southbound side here. They've got the restriction cones off on the left after only 2 lanes during the overnight hours. There's one of the cars left over from that earlier crash there off on the right shoulder. Generally not a bad drive. We're keeping an eye on it for you all morning long, John.
Okay, Nate, thank you. It is now 6:31. Later this morning, a motion hearing scheduled on the deadly crash involving former Las Vegas Raider Henry Ruggs. He's accused of driving drunk and causing that fiery crash which killed 23-year-old Tina Tintor. Now, Ruggs is not expected to appear at the hearing. His actual next court appearance scheduled for next month.
The QAnon shaman will learn his fate this morning. Jacob Chansley was among the group that stormed the U.S. Capitol January 6th. Last week, the 33-year-old pleaded guilty to obstructing an official proceeding. Prosecutors have recommended a sentence of a little more than 4 years, which would be the longest imposed on any Capitol rioter so far. Today is day 2 of jury deliberations in the Kyle Rittenhouse trial in Wisconsin. Of this group of jurors, they did try to make a decision for more than 8 hours yesterday. Rittenhouse faces charges following a shooting during a Black Lives Matter rally last year. Investigators say he shot 3 people. 2 of them died. His attorneys say it was in self-defense.
Ladies and gentlemen, other people in this community have shot somebody 7 times, and it's been found to be okay. And my client did it 4 times in 3/4 of a second to protect his life.
If convicted, Rittenhouse could face life in prison.
Now to our coverage of the coronavirus. COVID-19 cases are rising in more than 20 states. However, doctors might get some new tools to help us fight the disease. Pfizer's coronavirus vaccine booster might be available for all adults here in the U.S. by the end of the week. The FDA could authorize it as soon as tomorrow, and then approval from the CDC could happen on Friday.
When we look back on this, we will see that boosters are likely a very critical part of the immunization regimen.
58% of all Americans are fully vaccinated against coronavirus. On Monday, the CDC reported more than 150,000 new infections, though, for the first time in 2 months. MGM Resorts is requiring all employees to be vaccinated against COVID-19 by Monday. Workers who choose to skip the vaccine now have to pay $38 to get a weekly test. The testing has been part of it for a while now. MGM will waive the fee, though, if employees start the vaccine process by Tuesday. 90 employees quit the company after MGM's previous vaccination deadline back in October.
Clark County commissioners are looking to crack down on the exotic rental car industry. Recent crashes involving those exotic rentals are prompting them to possibly implement a new ordinance. So the first step, Andrew Bennett from the Nevada Office of Traffic Safety shared some data about the industry, and he says 95% of those exotic rental crashes involve impairment.
Speed and impairment were extremely prevalent in these luxury and exotic rental fatalities. And so, looking at the possibilities of ignition interlock is a program that we've had in our state to reduce impaired driving. There is an opportunity to do speed monitoring.
Well, next, the county will take a look at some of the data to see if they can implement more regulation with a new ordinance.
6:34, Nevada's political maps are officially redrawn for another decade. At a special session up in Carson City, the Democrat-led legislature approved a redistricting plan. The lines are changed every 10 years following the census. 3 of Nevada's 4 U.S. House districts are now majority-minority. Republicans complain, though, these new districts are too favorable for Democrats, and they are now expected to file a lawsuit. All right, so with online sales as we get into the holiday season, online sales breaking records this year. There's a new study that predicts package thefts, well, they're also going to rise.
Well, those crimes, constant problem nationwide. We talk about them all the time. Maybe it's happened to you. There are some ways to protect yourself. Hector Mejia live this morning. And Hector, we learned that you had your deodorant stolen, so now you can take these tips and help yourself.
It smells horrible.
That is true. Good morning, guys. And it's never fun trying to figure out what happened to your packages. And we've learned they're arriving early this year with sales already underway. All of last year, some 20 billion of these packages were shipped all across the country. And a new study by CCTV Camera World ranks Nevada number 22, where you are least likely to have a package stolen. They say you should still be aware. So they combed through FBI crime data for 2020. They pointed to a study saying that 43% of those surveyed all across the country reported having a package stolen at least once. That actually went up from the year before. And almost 2/3 said it happened to them more than once. So this year, people are protecting their packages in a number of ways. You can sign up for tracking and text alerts. This feature will notify you when your items arrive. You can also invest in what's being called a PORCH lockbox. Those are designed with a code that you give to the delivery service, and then they lock up your items when they arrive. You can also have your packages sent to work, to an Amazon locker, or just choose in-store pickup. And of course, you can also use surveillance cameras, and also consider staying home if you can to make sure you're there when your delivery arrives. Reporting live this morning, Hector Mejia, live Local Now.
Okay, good advice.
Watch for those boxes. Keep an eye out. Thanks, Hector. Appreciate it.